Welcome to our Q&A today. I'm Janna Mathews.
I'm Karla Gerome. Thanks for joining us.
And we are so excited because we get to do the Q&A and demonstration on the Little Rebel.
Yes.
You can see we've got it set up for quilting and sewing, and then we've got it on a frame. We're going to see so much amazing stuff today, right, Karla?
Yeah, and all with one simple machine. So it's very exciting.
Yeah, and even though we have two machines here, these are the same machine. They're just set up so that we can do more demonstration rather than move it back and forth. Yeah, exactly.
Even though it's pretty quick.
Yeah.
We're just getting through the process so you can see everything you want to see and more.
Yes, so any questions you have about the Little Rebel, please get them ready. Like, you can put them in the chat right now. You can wait until we're talking about that specific segment. But any question you have about the Little Rebel, also we're going to show you the QCT6 just a little bit. And we also have the Cutie Breeze here. So even though it's the Little Rebel segment, we've got these other products that you can ask some questions. But hello, everybody. Thank you for sharing where you're from. We love seeing that. And we're gonna talk about so many things. But first, I just have a little statement or things I want to bring up first. So we are so grateful and so humbled by how many people have already purchased the Little Rebel, whether through us or through a dealer. We've had so much interest and excitement in our new quilting and sewing machine that we have surpassed the amount of pre-orders that we thought we would have. And so that is just so amazing. So thank you so much. But we have had so much fun getting these bundles together, right? We've got the 3 tiers for those pricing bundles and different things come with them. But due to how many we've had a couple of manufacturing and shipping delays. So I just wanted to let everybody know.
We're going to reiterate.
It's not coming just yet. So originally we were hoping to ship out in October, the end of October. But at this point, we're going to be shipping in the middle of November. That's when we're going to start. So those first orders. So again, we're going to ship in the order that they came in. So if you had your order kind of towards the end so far, like yesterday, it won't ship right at the beginning, right? We're going to do them in the order that they came out. But we're also, because we're going to delay the shipment, we're going to extend our pre-order. So it was supposed to end today or tomorrow. I can't remember. And so instead, we're going to extend it until November 5th at midnight. So, but that's really the end, and we're not going to go any more extending then. So we want to make sure that if you are looking for the Little Rebel, there's the 3 different bundles, the Little Rebellion, Shaking Up the System, and the Full On Anarchy through November 5th. So you can still bring home a Little Rebel to your home and do quilting and sewing. So just a reminder, once that November 5th is over, those prices are gone and those packages are gone. So if you were trying to put the QCT6 with it at that discounted rate or the Cutie Breeze.
You guys, take advantage now.
Yeah, it's gonna go back to full price and we're gonna have it. So, but we just wanted to thank you again for all the love and support and reminder that you can order it from us or from dealers. All our dealers have these packages as well. So, oh man, I'm just so excited to show everybody about the Little Rebel, and I'm excited for when they start shipping and everybody can get theirs.
And you're gonna love it because we've done some exciting things to get it ready for you, our customers, who we so love and we really appreciate. So we're gonna talk about that a little later on, what we've done to get it ready for you.
Yeah, but really quick, I wanted to show the bundles that we have.
Oh, cool.
So we've got the Little Rebellion, just a little. It's at $24.99.
Great price.
The machine and the comfort cutter. Then we've got, you can add QCT6, right?
Yeah.
So under $4,500. I mean, that's just so amazing. It just freaks me out just a little bit how great it is. And then our next one is Shaking Up the System. That includes that whole big merch bundle, $27.50. And then when you add QCT6 to that one, it's only $45.60.
Still under $5,000.
Under $5,000, yeah.
Wow.
And then we've got our Full On Anarchy. Now that includes the Cutie Breeze or the option to do 50% off any other frame. So if you wanted a bigger frame like the Evolution or the Q-Zone Queen, you can do that. That's still that 50% off of those. And then adding QCT6 makes it only under 5,000. All those bundles under 5,000. That's gonna go away. So get it now, because we're just having lots of fun playing with it here in this at Grace Company. So okay, we're going to get started showing you a couple things. Continue to put your questions in. We'll pull them out and answer them as we're going along. But we're going to start first. We're going to show you sewing, right, Karla?
Oh yeah, I'm going to show you from sewing to quilting. Push quilting is what we call it. You're just using the machine, and then we're going to go over to the frame, add the automation. So lots of different ways to interact with your little rebel, and it is very exciting. It's a lot of fun. It just brings a smile to my face every time I use it. So.
Yeah, it's going to be really great. So, okay, so first we're going to show sewing.
Right.
So if you didn't know already that the little rebel can sew as well as quilt. So we have a couple of different things we want to show you on the machine, how you change out the feet, also the different speeds, that even though there's spots for only 5 lights, it's really 10 different sections of stitch stitch sizes. And then speed, there's only 3 colored lights,
right?
But there's 6, so it's kind of, we'll show you all of that as well. But okay, let's get started.
Yes, we're going to do education videos.
Yes,
gotcha.
yeah.
We hear ya. Anyway, let me sit down here. Sorry you have to see the back of my head. Don't show my bald spot. That's okay. So anyway, with the little rebel, it's going to come with some very awesome accessories. And let me just show you. In this, you're going to get a little panel that we designed specifically for you to go from sewing to quilting. Okay, and right here it's going to be in the thread box. Okay, so you're getting fun. 2 colors of thread, 2 different colors of thread, some bobbins. Because what it takes is an M-class bobbin. Wow, game changer for sewing and quilting. The larger size bobbin. You guys will love that feature. And then it's this cute little panel where you're going to cut it up, and then I almost hate opening this, but I have to show you.
You have to show adorable. It's just a little tiny square otherwise.
That you're going to sew together, and you can turn it into whatever you want. A little wall hanging, a pillow. So we designed this where you're cutting out the side pieces are the little gray pieces right here. Perfect. And it's a little house. Little log cabin house with a little star. So you'll put these 2 and the flying geese on top or on bottom, however you want to design it. It's perfect. And then these 2 are the side pieces. Then you'll sew these together. Then you're going to change it to quilting mode. And it's going to be a lot of fun for you to interact and learn the features of the sewing machine, going from sewing to quilting. And we'll have a little guide to help you along the way. I'm showing you how you can put it together, what little feet you need to change to get involved with that.
Excellent.
Then it comes with the quilting plate and the quilting feet, so that's all in this box. Very nice. And all the tools that you need. Fearlessly creative, you guys. We've been really creative about this.
I love the magnet box too, so that you can keep it nearby, but it's not going to fall out or anything like that.
So it's going to have all of these, and then okay, so we'll clean things up. And in this box, it has all your needle sizes. So you get a size 12 to 18 needle.
4 different packages. Yeah. That's just so awesome.
And so it will have everything that you need, even cleaning supplies, your needle alignment tool, and your height foot gauge. And we're going to set the height a little differently on this one, whether if you have a long arm.
We're going to see a little bit, yeah.
So let's jump in, and I have the 1/4-inch foot. It's going to come with a zipper foot and a 3/8-inch foot for sewing. And then for quilting, it's going to come with an open toe foot for quilting and a closed toe. So both styles will work really well. I have the 1/4-inch, and I would show you the foot pedal. It is a beautiful design, and it's not going to slip on you like the other ones do. But
I love, really quick before you get started, you can see the 18 by 24 table. Now this will come with the little rebel, 18 by 24, so you'll have that extra nice space for either sewing or push quilting to help keep it steady.
Adjust the little feet on them so it sits nice and stable. So lots of little features, and you notice that we have the numbers on there. And I'm just going to start sewing here. I'm going to finish up my wall hanging here.
I love
my
that.
last little strip. There we go. And you have the reverse stitch, and you have a thread cutter as well. And Karla is There, I didn't do the right one, but oh well. I'm just learning too.
You're just going back and forth, and it's true. It's like getting used to those cutting stitches and
Oh yeah,
trimming
I
everything.
forgot to
It's
use
like
them, so sorry, Janna.
no worries. Yeah. So we have one question. We had what size table will be needed for the breeze? So we're going to talk about that in a moment. But the breeze will be similar. It's just a little bit larger, 51 by the 2 feet. So 51 inches. So, I mean, you can put it on. We tried it on our 48 4-foot tables, and it was completely steady because the machine doesn't go all the way to the edge of the cutie breeze. It stays in that middle section. So you can do it as a 2 foot by 4.
Mm-hmm. So,
ooh, show that a little bit different so we can see.
So see, I sewed it all up, my cute little wall hanging. Sorry, wrong camera. And anyway, now I'm going to put it in the quilting mode. We just really wanted to show you how easy it is to adjust from one mode to the next.
I love that.
I just wanted to show you how great it is for piecing, and I'm going to finger press this just really good.
Well, and I loved how quickly you sewed that I didn't feel like, even though it's such a powerful machine, right? 1,600 stitches per minute. I didn't feel like there's this industrial machine sitting on the table and you're shaking everything as you're running along.
And right here are the different size stitches. So if you'll notice, when I want to raise it to make it a smaller stitch, you get to do it twice.
And you can see those lights kind of, it's halfway and then all the way.
Now if you want to go down, it's a double click on these to get them down to just the right size. So,
and again, that speed is the same thing, right?
Yeah, so if you're double clicking, and now I can go down. You'll see the lights change. They dim just slightly.
Mm-hmm. I like too that it beeps differently when it gets to, and it kind of, you can hear when it engages for that next whole section. Like, you can hear those gears in there working.
Yeah, and some people like to sew really, really fast because they're very, they've been doing it a long time. Others like to slow it down. So just know you can do both with just adjusting the speed and the stitch length as well. Very easy. All right, so I'm just getting it, I'm going to get it ready here. I'm going to put this on my layers, and I just am going to, again, finger press it, you guys. And I will tack it down, I promise.
So we're getting ready to do free motion quilting. So there was a question someone asked again about the table that's on the side here of the machine, because they don't want to do a frame, they want to do free motion push quilting.
Yeah, and that's what I'm going to show you now.
Yeah, so Karla's exchanging out the presser foot. She's going to put that quilting hopping foot on there. And so that table that's adjusted on the Little Rebel, it comes with the Little Rebel. It's 18 by 24. So you'll have lots of space. You can see that there's that ruler right down here. So people can see that. And then these lines all match up with the needle plate. So whichever seam allowance you're trying to do, you'll have that available as well.
Yeah, so I just wanted to show you the feet come in this one right here, and we've been using this. So you have different styles and different sizes. Like I said, the zipper foot and the 3/8. We're going to put our plate on. And
you'll notice when she engages the plate, this Q button up here will have lit up with the blue, so we'll know that it's engaged.
I'm going to take my bobbin out because I don't want the threads to get caught. And I will also change my needle right here, but it just clips on, and you heard it change.
You heard it, and then you can see right there that blue light lit up. So now we are ready for, and all the lights here for the speed disappeared because now our encoder's engaged. It's an optic encoder right there in front of the needle plate, and so you're going to be able to quilt that way with your encoder instead of putting the speeds in there.
All right, so for this, to change it to the quilting mode, I'm going to put my fabric on because instead of using the foot height gauge, okay, we are going to use the layers to adjust the height of our foot.
That's new.
Different,
yeah, different from the quilting machines.
So what I'm going to do is put my foot on, all right? But I do want to put my presser foot in the down position. Okay, right now it's up. I'm going to put it in the down position, okay? But I didn't tighten it. So now the foot can adjust to the height of my fabric, and I will also want to put my needle in the down position. Okay?
Oh, excellent.
So we want the needle to be at the lowest spot. That hasn't changed. You're just not using the foot height gauge to adjust the height any longer. So I'm going to put the needle down, and I'm going to change the needle out in a minute. Okay, so I put the needle down, and now I can just tighten this up. And you want to make sure it's nice and tight. So I always have my little flathead screwdriver here, okay?
Just help you give yourself a little bit more torque on that.
So now, when the needle comes up, all right, now we know that as it's hopping around, it'll be set at the right height. Now, well, I was using a size 16. When you're sewing, you probably want to use a smaller size needle, okay? But for this one right here, we're going to keep the 16 in and see how well it does. I might have to change it to a size 18, but you know what? That's where you learn what size needles you like for the different style of threads. It's not very hard to change, but we'll see how good my eyes are.
And we have a question. Someone's asking, will the other quilting hopping feet you sell for the other machines work with the Little Rebel? And yes. So the Wonderfoot, the Quilt Perfect Foot kits, the we've got the hopping foot, open toe, micro stippling, the ruler foot. All those fun feet are compatible with the Little Rebel. So if you already have a Unique machine and you're wanting to use those feet on the Little Rebel as well, you have that option. So that's really a great thing about the Little Rebel.
All right, and insert the needle, pull my threads up.
Excellent. And someone we had asked recently, they're like, why would you pull your threads up? Can you just leave them underneath?
Well, I could.
You could, but then that's just a lot of work later.
They'll sew over them, and that's why we have you bring your threads up, so you don't have those thread tails down underneath. And as you're quilting, those long thread tails will get caught, and they'll be sewn in or quilted in to your beautiful design. And then your back won't be as beautiful as your front. So, and that's what we're striving for, is the back to be as pretty as the front. Now, I don't have to use the foot pedal, but I can. And all I have to do is unplug it, and I can turn the button on and off to start and stop, this button right here. So there's couple of different ways that you can use it. But, okay, granted, I have my little silicone grippers.
Oh, I love this.
I use these. And I have to say, I am not as good as this style of quilting as others are.
Well,
I haven't had a lot of practice.
You just haven't had a lot of practice, right?
But I will get better, you guys.
No, I think it's great. We're all learning together.
So, yeah, don't judge me too much, okay, by what I'm doing. And I didn't tack it down or anything because we're just showing you really quickly. All right, so I'm just going to move down and see how well it quilts. And now those little sensors, you can hear it speed up and slow down to my movements. And that's what's so much fun. You guys, if you haven't tried this, it's so much fun on the Little Rebel. I'm not kidding.
I think it's fantastic.
And I'm being a little slow right now.
And it's okay to be a little slow, right? You don't want to go faster than your ability because you want to keep that consistency when you're stitching so that you're not
and I have
going
it
too
at a
fast.
small stitch. Yeah. If I had to unpick, I wouldn't want that. So I'm going to turn it down just slightly. But now I can lift this up.
Keeping the needle down.
Reposition the quilt and move. Keep on moving.
Yeah, so another person is asking about the option of a walking foot. They are working on a walking foot option. There's a couple of things that they're still coming out with. It's going to be in the future. Walking foot is one of them. They're also looking at doing a ruler base. So when you're on the put the machine on a frame, you can do ruler work easily with the ruler base because that table won't attach well to the frame. It'll have problems. You know, it's too big and it doesn't sit right on the carriage. So that's another thing coming through.
Now, I have to say, I've been doing this style of quilting, and we're calling it push quilting, for a little while. And it really does hurt your wrist. I broke my wrist a couple of years ago, and it really does put a stress and strain. So if you struggle with joint problems, maybe a frame is a great option in those bundles for you. I'm just learning how to do it. The frame kind of frees you up so you don't have to manage all that fabric. So it's a great bundle to really think about. And even though you're readjusting several inches as you're push quilting, it frees you up to just move across your quilt and then you readjust your quilt, which we'll show you. So
which I think is just such a great thing that you're doing such a small piece, right? Just this nice wall hanging, but even you are feeling that strain already, even though it's a smaller
your
quilt.
hands and your shoulders, and if your table's not at the right height, it really does start to ache after a little bit. So all you push quilters out there, kudos to you. All right, and notice that I have my needle stopping in the down position. I'm just going to turn it and readjust. Now all I've done is gone around it, and I'm just really not as good with my abilities. Man, I can free motion quilt all day long on a frame. But using this push quilting, I'm getting better at doing my loops and my circles and making them not look like squares, but I'm starting out just like you as a quilter and learning a new technique. This isn't hard, it's just different. And that's what I want to stress. If you start out doing this and you feel like, hey, maybe I'm ready for that frame, that's another option. So try it this way and then upgrade using the frame. And just kind of think about what you want, how you want to quilt. Because some of you out there have been doing this for a long time. And
they've built up those extra muscles,
for a long time as well. So join us and we'll go over here and show you. So any other questions that we can answer?
So, and I think we talked about it, but they might have missed it. So
yes,
you are using the foot pedal.
So let me just show you, it's plugged in. However, we'll unplug it right now and show you what happens.
So when she...
All right, so now that I've unplugged it, now I just will use the start and the stop, okay? And I'll just turn it on.
And that's just that first button at the bottom of the machine. Now you can see that since it's engaged, it lights up with that blue. So that's that nice indication to know that it's running there. But because it's running, you have to push the button to stop it.
I have to stop it. That's okay, you can do that both ways. So you don't have to use the foot pedal. I just felt a little more comfortable starting out with the foot pedal because when you're sewing, you're starting and stopping a lot. And that was more comfortable for me. But you could just use the button and go for it, and you don't even have to worry about the foot pedal. So if you're a little faster quilter and you're more used to moving your fabric or your quilt around underneath the foot of the machine, go for it. Quilt how you want to quilt, and don't adjust, but maybe tweak it just a little bit and see what's easier for you.
Yeah. So the Little Rebel, another question we have is, are there any built-in stitches or a needle threader? And there's not a needle threader, and there's no built-in, well, a helper, but not an automatic needle threader.
There's not an automatic, but there is one to help you.
There is a tool, which is very helpful. And you can also get the Magnifique magnifying glass that helps you see where you're threading. You can put that onto the Little Rebel as well. But one of the things about the built-in stitches, it's a straight stitch only machine. So it's just those straight stitches. It's only that. It doesn't have zigzag or any of those other different pieces that you'd need.
And then somebody is asking, how much does it weigh?
It is 26 pounds, which is so, like, I can hold it one-handed as opposed to two hands with all the Unique machines.
That's a nice size for a little baby.
It is, and it has this wonderful, helpful tool. Besides, I mean, yes, it has this wonderful harp that you can put on frames. So another question is, will it work on the Evolution frame? So yes, the big, long Evolution Elite, as well as the Evolution hoop frame that has those larger clips. So this has an 8.5-inch harp. So you have that ability. So not only when you're pulling it, you can hold it with the handle, but you can do both. So either way you're grabbing. But yeah, 26 pounds, it's a lot easier to move around in your area instead of those heavier
I love that
Uniques.
you're thinking about your different option frames to put it on, because yes, you can. You don't get as deep a throat space as but the upgrade path is awesome. So when you're ready for a longer arm machine, now you have your dedicated sewing / quilting machine, and then you're ready for that long arm as well. So
yeah, so you can do both.
Lots of options out there, so way to go.
Well, and I like the fact that your Unique can stay at home on a bigger frame, and you can take the Little Rebel with you with a Cutie and travel to guild meetings or wherever, so you're not having to do that. Another question is, would I have to lift it to put it on the Cutie frame? Yes. So to go back and forth, you can see here on this frame, it's sitting in the middle of the frame, but you would have to lift it from the back, going back and forth. So there's not, it doesn't automatically put on there, but you can come back and forth to do stitching or quilting.
Janet says, does it operate much like the Juki? And yeah, it's similar. However, going from sewing to quilting is a little easier, I think. And it's just very intuitive and very simple and easy for you to use. So you don't have your built-in thread cutter, okay? But you have the thread cutter right here on the side. So just getting used to that, man. And the wider throat space, man, it makes all the difference. Even with sewing, because you can see your needle and see everything that's going on. It makes a huge difference from sewing to quilting.
The last question we have so far is, are there any updates on ship dates? And so we did talk about that at the beginning, but I'll reiterate it again. There were a couple manufacturing shipping delays, so we're going to start shipping the middle of November for the very first orders. So if you've kind of waited until yesterday or recently to place your order, it's going to be pushed out a little bit farther. Before we ship it out, though, we'll make sure to contact you so that you can be prepared. So you're sitting at your front door waiting. Where's my little Rebel box? I gotta get it there. So you'll know when it's going to arrive. But yes, so we'll have a little bit later shipping than we anticipated. But again, we're extending that pre-orders through November 5th, so you don't have to wait for those. So I'm so excited.
I'll keep talking so I can go, just move across.
Okay, so we're gonna
I'll
come
get
across.
that automation ready. My computer
so
went to sleep.
the other thing, so let's bring up those packages again. So they're going to be extended, all right, again as well for the November 5th. We're going to have the Just a Little Rebellion. That one is $24.99. Now that comes with a 45mm comfort cutter. You're going to be able to get that. That's that navy blue. It matches it completely with the blue on the box. And then we're also going to have the QCT6 available with that. And then coming to the Shaking Up the System. Now this comes with the merch box, which I just was handed. We have it here available so you can see what this looks like. So there's all the things that comes with it, but here's the box. You can see, dun, dun, dun. It's all in here. Look, it says open here, your exclusive merch bundle. I haven't seen this yet. I'm so excited. Look at that.
Oh, wow.
So look how awesome. So you get that 9.5-inch square ruler. I'm gonna set that part down. And then we get our boxes of finesse in here. We've got our true grips for that ruler. And then let's see what's else in here. See, look at this fantastic styrofoam, keeping it all in place so that there's no issues of any problems with shipping. So then we get that HBQ bag. I'm gonna pull this out because I want to show you how large it is. Perfect to carry all your fun projects. Look at that, wonderful. Just a perfect size. And then that 45mm comfort cutter. Navy, it's gonna be, oh, look how fantastic. I love that color. It's gonna be great. And then our stickers are in here.
Color. I hadn't seen that.
Yeah, isn't that wonderful?
Wow.
And then our HBQ stickers. We've got our mug right here. And the box, so again, everything's all set, so there's not gonna be anything shifting as you're boxing it. It's gonna be great when you're receiving it. I'll show you what the mug looks like.
Oh, for you, Janna.
Thank you.
Okay.
Aww, look at that, little rebel, and to change the world. How great is that? I love that. Fearlessly creative and change the world. And it's just the perfect little size for just a little cuppa. I love it. It's gonna be great. Oh man, I'm jealous. I gotta get one of these just for the merch bundle, I think. So yeah, so that comes with the Shaking Up the System group. So you'll have those available. And then you can also add QCT6 to that as well. Again, under $5,000. All these bundles are under $5,000. So we'll have the Shaking Up the System, and then we go to the Full-On Anarchy. That one comes with the Cutie Breeze, or you can have the option 50% off any of the other frames, and then finally adding QCT6 to that as well.
Awesome.
So such fantastic pricing, but
There
yeah.
were some great questions also that came up. Can we go back to those? All right, starting with the top one.
Does the extension table come with the machine, or is that an add-on? That comes with it.
Yeah, it's a great table.
Yeah, so the 4 packs of needles, the 3 different M-class bobbins. You're also going to get all the tools to clean it, and oil and everything like that. So yeah, lots of fun things, tools that you'll need. So everything that you'll need for that. Oh, maintenance.
Yes.
That goes right to our tools.
Yeah. So they will let you know about more of the maintenance, but you oil it really well, especially the hook assembly. And really, that's really all it needs. Maybe some slight tweaking and adjustments when you change your styles of thread. We want you to be able to sew and quilt how you like to and use the tools that you like to use. So we've tried to incorporate some of those into the little Rebel as well.
And same as Unique machines,
Yeah.
you do not have to take it in every year and
No.
have it serviced, as long as you're maintaining it, following the directions
Clean
and the
it
instructions.
really, really well.
Yeah.
And you have the little lint brush, so clean out all that dust and lint.
So you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so does it have a back stitch when in
Yes,
sewing
it
mode?
does. It
Yeah.
has a back stitch that you can just push the button and it moves back
And
a
it's
couple of
just,
stitches.
it's the second button right here.
Right.
So that's where you can just quickly reach up and do that.
Yeah,
So
and
it's
that's
really
only
easy.
in sewing mode, not quilting mode.
Okay, so the next question, any update on the Breeze carriage conversion for the Cutie? Yes, it is available. When the Cutie Breezes are going to be shipping out, we'll announce that top carriage. So if you already have a Cutie tabletop frame, not the Breeze, and you wanted to get those handles, which we'll talk about a little bit
Yeah.
here, they're fantastic. We will have those available so you can purchase them separately.
Yeah.
Okay, so keep those questions coming. We want to
We're not
hear
letting
all
that
of
go to
them.
sleep.
But we're gonna move over now
Yeah,
to
let's
free
show them the
motion.
Cutie
Yeah, the
Breeze,
Cutie
and you can
Breeze.
point out some of the features on it.
Yeah, so my first favorite thing is these back clips back here instead of the straps. So we've had, this happens at shows or where we're demonstrating, and I think it's happened to a couple people in their sewing rooms
No,
that
they
they
get
sew
sewn
over
too.
the straps, right? So these new clips are available. They slide in and out, you can see here. And then you just bring your fabric up around it and it holds it in place. So whether it's a big area or a small amount like this, you can see it's just being held right there and it's just holding that fabric in place, and you're not gonna sew over them.
Right.
But you do have to make sure, because of the extra little coil right here, if you're setting your quilting area with your automation, or you're talking about setting your edge warning
Right.
on
Give you a
the
little
other Unique
extra
machines.
when you're putting your fabric on.
You want to make sure about that. The other thing is I'm knocking all of them over. On the sides here, in the Cutie, they had like an edge. Now it's a slider. Now it's just a pull piece. Also the same thing here, it's a unscrew. It's not just these clamps that go back and forth. And then the up and down, it's on the outside instead of on the inside. Has fun
A little easier
pad
to get
printing
to.
right there. Yeah, so it says Cutie on here, Breeze on this side, but this clip goes up and down for the sizing, right? We can move it up and down like that. So again, it's got those levels. It has the numbers on here. So I can say, oh, Karla, what size are you on?
Yeah,
I want to make sure I'm on the same.
3.
And then I make sure I'm on the 3 as well. So you can see 1, 2, 3 is just barely showing. So yeah, and then it's going to have these front clips like before. Again, that ratchet system, because it's a square rail. And then the side clips. It's so exciting.
It's very easy to put together as well. So not a lot of parts, and you just pull it out of the box. You can put it together, slick, easy, and
Yeah, so
put the handles
before the rails here had a coupler, there's no couple, they're just a total
it's a
straight
longer
rail.
box than
Yeah.
other box.
But instead of, it was about 26 steps, now it's about 10 steps.
Yeah.
So we took away those 16 steps. You don't need them anymore. You can just put it together much faster. So it's going to be great. Okay, so.
Notice the handles on the carriage. They come up and over from the back.
And they have this great spot right here you can see with the tablet tray. So this, I'm going to pull this little piece out right here, this little silicone, if I can grab it just right. It's a little insert that that can hold all your bobbins. So whatever size bobbin you have, so this is the M class that also has an L class size as well. So whichever one you're doing, you can put that extra piece up in here and then just keep them in place. Over to the side, there's a little magnet right down here, so you can hold your pins. other things. And then right here, let me
your height
grab some.
adjustment tool, your needle alignment tool, all those little tools that you have a hard time are small.
But your scissors can just sit right there as an easy
Not your big scissors, your little scissors.
Yeah, the big scissors can still fit, but
yeah,
they kind of get in the way of the tablet. So your little scissors can sit in there.
They're off to the
but they're
side.
perfect, yeah. So a lot of different features that the other Cutie didn't have. Also, if people are worried about the width, like how big it is, it's again that 12 inches, and the carriage clamps will hold your machine in place. But if your machine is coming all the way to the edge, you don't need those carriage clamps that much. So
another feature is, this is pretty cool. I mean, we're going back to our old style handles. Notice that we have the cushy grips on the front here, where you don't have to take the handles off and put them to the back like the old Cutie Breeze, but you do have these handle grips right back here that you can work from the back as well. So it makes it very, very nice and easy to move from the front to the back.
yeah. So we're going to do a little bit of the QCT6. Now we could free motion because we've got this set up. You can free motion quilt. So Karla did a little bit on the edge there, but she could take the whole thing and push quilt on the little Rebel. But for time's sake, we're only going to show, we want to have plenty of time for those QCT6 questions. So yeah, we're going to go to
show you the
QCT6.
edge-to-edge features. So which side do you want me on? Can I do this side? Okay. I just want to adjust myself so you can all see, okay? So I'm going to have to make some slight adjustments because of our fabric, but I'm going to just show you one row and how easy it is using the edge-to-edge feature. And we're just talking about this. With these two products, we've had something that we haven't done before is focus groups, Janna.
Yes.
So while I'm getting this set up, why don't you tell them a little bit about that?
So with the focus groups, we had, not only do we have focus groups for the little Rebel, we also have focus groups for our Cutie Breeze, but we've gotten all these focus groups together so that it's not just us coming up with things. We also have insight from quilters, and really a lot of the things that they've suggested, we've been able to make changes before we're producing everything, so that we have that option to bring you, the quilters, exactly what you need. So if you ever do want to be part of a focus group, you can let us know, and we usually put that on our Facebook page, or we send an email out to our newsletter. So if you're not a part of the newsletter, make sure you sign up for that. But it's been really great to hear from quilters and for them to get just as excited about our products as we are, because we're just like, oh, this is coming out. And then they try it and they're like, oh, this is amazing. And we're like, we know. And so we can be all excited together.
Yeah, and we tried to make this as easy and very intuitive as possible. So you don't need a lot of instructions, because we know that as a quilter, we spend a lot of time piecing our tops, and we don't want to ruin them. And using the automation is one of those ways that if we can instill that confidence in you that the machine's going to act and behave just the way you want it and need it to, man, it's just going to make your life that much easier, and you can take control of your quilting rather than sending it out. So this is the welcome screen. Notice we have a QR code.
Oh, I love that QR code.
These QR codes are going to help you along your quilting journey using the edge-to-edge. And so you can click on it, and it's going to take you to a little page and tell you all about the welcome screen and the little things, just built in all the way through the process of quilting. Well, I'm going to just tap on next. And we're just going to move through this. Now, you'll notice that we have an auto open on and off using the tutorial. If you need that for your first step, it'll take you step by step through a tutorial to help you through the quilting, because it's a little new and a little different.
I love that. I love that you can also turn it off.
Yes.
If you're like, okay, I got that part. Right. Oh, it's not as bad. It's like, oh, it's my second time.
Or if you need to go back and turn it back on because you haven't been quilting for a while, it's there for you. Because we all know that if we aren't quilting for a while, we forget stuff. Yeah. So I'm just going to close these, and I'm going to turn that off, and I'm just going to walk you through. And then notice again, we have our little QR code. We'll turn that off, and now this is the screen.
Ooh.
So we're using a hoop style frame, and with this screen we get pick our selection of how our fabric is working or on our frame. Because using the hoop frame, you can have a larger size quilt and it's going to drape over the sides. Now, if you do, this is the icon that you would pick. But if you have a smaller quilt and it acts as a rolling frame, because remember, the evolution can be hoop, or it can be the hoop size and a rolling frame because your fabric fits within the parameters of the sewing area. So this is the one that you would use. I'm going to choose the hoop selection, okay? Because it's just a little wider than I can quilt to the side. Now we're going to set our safe area, and safe area, because of the clips, we just want to be really careful. So I'm going to tap on here, and I set my top left, and I'm going to move it over and pull it forward and just make it a little smaller safe area and pull it all the way till it stops. Bottom right.
Now, a couple of people have asked about the carriage. They want to know, is it smaller or bigger than the last cutie? And so the carriage isn't any smaller. It still holds your 12-inch wide machine. So you don't get any additional throat space with the carriage or additional side space, but the cutie is a little bit wider, so it's just a couple inches wider, so you do have a little bit larger left to right quilting than you did originally on the other cutie.
Who can complain about that?
Yeah.
Now we're going in to select our design, and in the edge to edge you are going to have over 100 edge to edge designs to choose from, and that's a lot of fun. So we're going to select our design and look at all these cute little designs.
And look, a whole folder that says Karla Gerome.
Oh yeah. Where's that? See right here? These are some that I've designed, and then I want to show you over here. We'll go back up. Leah Day. Yeah, she's designed some as well. So thank you, Leah, for doing that. So it's really exciting and a lot of fun to be able to design and create your own designs and add them to the library of design. So we're just going to pick a real simple one, and I'm just going to pick these little loops right here. Because it's really quick and easy. Okay.
Oh, that's so cute.
You notice something different than it filling in the whole row? This is a row at a time.
Okay.
So we've chosen our design. Now all I have to do is tap on next. All right, now you can set the height, how tall you want your design to be. It's at 2 1/8. You can adjust it larger or smaller. But because this will go to, let's do 3, okay? 3 inches tall. And that's pretty small. Let's do 4.
See, but you're able to do that. Yeah, just see what it looks like. And if you're like, oh, 4 is great, do get the ruler out and see like, oh, how big is 4 inches gonna be on my quilt? Because you might say 4 is what I need, and then you're like, oh wait, no, I meant 3.
Big.
Yeah, exactly.
You wanted it a little more dense. So the smaller it is, the more dense and the more designs you'll have across. The larger it is, the less dense it will be. And now you just tap on next. Okay. So now this is my row spacing. This is a lot of fun to adjust. So you could make it wider. No, so I don't need any row spacing. Or I could make it
really tight.
Really tight. But I don't want to do that. But I just am showing you the different ways that you can adjust to make it all your own work. You can adjust it closer, you can make it further apart, whatever you like. These adjustments are for you to decide, not somebody else. So I'm not going to add anything to it. I think the spacing is built in and it's just fine.
And that looks lovely. Yeah. I love that design.
So now this is a really cool area, okay? This is something new. This right here is selecting the quilt top edges. And the reason we're selecting the edges is we don't want the machine to sew any more than it has to. So we're kind of deciding where we want it. So if you want your design to sew off the quilt, you're going to move it up and off the quilt top edges and select the section that you're on. So we're going to start at the top left corner. That's what I'm going to. And notice I have my red right around here. So I'm going to select my top left. And I'm just going to move it right here. And I can't move it any further. Well, there I can. So I'm going to tap right here. That's my corner. And I'm going to move it down. And right here. Okay, now I'm going to go over and do the top left edge because it's a hoop frame, and I'm just going to go right about here, and I'm going to pull it down just slightly. and see how it'll adjust. All right, I'll pull it down a little more. Okay, now I'm going to tap on next. All right, now I want to place my design on my quilt, and I'm just going to use this inner section right here to place it. So there's one. I'm going to move straight across, and there's two. Up, I want to come in. There we go. There we go, and now I'm going to tap on next. All right, so the starting stitch is going to take me to where I'm going to start stitching, and it's going to make a single stitch to pull up my threads. That's all it does.
I love that. That's such a fun new
tap
feature.
on starting stitch, and it's going to tell you when it's the carriage is going to move, because it's going to move, and we don't want you holding onto the carriage to hold it in place. So say okay, and hear how it's engaging. And it's going to, and I don't want to show that one again in session only. You can take away all the little pop-ups that you don't like and don't need.
And there's moving automatically. You can see Karla's hand is not moving.
And this is a process.
handle.
I'd probably move it to where it starts stitching because it's a little slow for me, but that's okay. It may not be slow for you, and for your first time, you may want to really see how it works. So now we're ready to tap on next. It's going to take us to our quilting screen, and because I have my threads up, I can just tap on sew. That easy, you guys. There's not a lot to it. Very simple, very easy steps, and it's going to do its tie-off stitch, and we'll just let it do its thing.
Oh, that's fantastic. I love seeing that. So a couple of questions that have come in is, will the QCT, is it available for Kinique 15 Pro? And yes, so you can use automation on any Kinique machine. The QCT6 is available for all the different Kinique machines. The Little Rebel, the 15, the 14 Plus, the 19 and 16 series, and also the 21. So you have that available. And then the next question is, how is this carriage moving? So
let's show you.
Yeah, so on the back, underneath, and on the carriage, there's some belts. And there's a motor plate in the back that the belts run through and they move it through. And so that's when you're setting those alignments, it tells you where you're going to be. And so it knows where it is, and that's the magic of automation, right?
Yes, and so this makes it very nice and very smooth. Notice it's at the slowest speed. We've just put it at the slowest speed for this. It's really important for you as a quilter to kind of start out slow in the process. And so as you upgrade, you get more and more features and faster speeds for quilting. But it is a lot of fun and very easy to use. Man, it will make accurate work of your edge-to-edge designs.
I love watching it. It's such a temptation, instead of quilting, to go and I could go piece something, but it's just like, I just want to watch it quilt. I could quilt, but I just liked watching the design. Yeah.
There's something to be said having one quilting and you over there sewing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just putting that out there, everybody.
Yeah. So question about the cost from the upgrade from QCT 5 to QCT 6. If you already have 5, there's no cost. You can just you should see the upgrade when we release the QCT 6. It will come automatically in the update, just like when we have updates from a fix or something we find. So it's just an update, not an upgrade. But if you want to go from beginnings to pro, or from QCT 6 to Plus or Pro, those options do cost. So that's an upgrade when you're going from a different version, not a 5 to a 6, but from Plus, Pro, or the regular. And then this setup is the full-on Anarchy. So it has the Little Rebel, it has the Cutie Breeze, and it has the QCT6. So this whole thing, it doesn't include the tablet. You'd have to get your own tablet. But everything here is under $5,000. So that is just so fantastic. And look how fast we're already quilting. This whole row is happening. We don't even have to stop.
No, and then we'll set it and shift it. But you know what? We're the only ones to make automation for the hoop style frames. So you don't have to have a large room to quilt with the automation. Because we've built it in and you can shift from side to side, top to bottom, man, it makes easy work of it. Yeah. Everybody goes, oh, but I have to move my quilt. Well, you have to roll your quilt on a rolling frame.
Yeah.
It's just a little bit different process. And I want you to open your mind to the possibilities rather than looking at moving your fabric as a negative. If you don't have the space, man, it really frees you up to quilt and how precisely it quilts. And it's like, oh man, you could take credit for it because you did. You quilted it yourself.
Yeah, so now people are asking, when is QCT6 available? It comes out in October. So if you are ready for that update, you'll see that update coming out. If you're ready to purchase, you can get those purchased. Now, if you're ordering it with the little Rebel packages, that will just ship all at the same time. So you don't have to think like, oh, I got a box of QCT6 and I'm waiting for the little Rebel.
Yeah.
It'll just come all together, yeah. And then the next question is, when I purchase the QCT6, are the belts and motors included? Yes, everything comes, including the tools to put everything together, instructions on how to connect it. We've all put it together. It's not hard, but it is involved, is how I like to say it. So don't expect to do it in an hour. No. Take some time. And I always say, read the instructions first, and then when you're putting it together, you'll see the pieces together.
And I want to encourage you to do that. I mean, don't have somebody put it together for you. Be involved with the process. It helps you understand the ins and outs and how to put it together. You are very capable of it. And because it's involved, but it's not hard. It's got great instructions that will help you along the way. And if you have questions, that's what we're here for.
Yeah. Next question is, do you have the option to import new designs or just what comes preloaded?
How? Yeah, just what comes preloaded right now.
For this version. So if you have QCT6, it's the versions that we have in there. Now we are adding new designs as time goes by.
And they're cute.
And they're
really
very cute. And then there's the Plus or Pro. Those will have the option that you can import. So this is a lower feature, but it's also a lower cost so that you can get started in quilting right away, and it has all those fun edge-to-edge designs. So again, it's only edge-to-edge, not pattern placement, all those other things. That's for Plus and Pro that's available. And then the tablets, you would need a Windows-based tablet. Now on our website, you can find all the specs, because I could say a lot of words about all those different things, but we, really the best ways to go there.
The Surface Pros are really good ones to use. And just look at the specs online, and if you have any more questions, you can email us and at info@graceframe.com or Karla with a K at graceframe.com, and we'll absolutely answer any questions that you have.
And now, if you already got the little Rebel and you got one of the packages without QCT6, whether from us or from a dealer, and you're like, oh man, now that I've seen QCT6, I really want to add it. Don't worry, you still can. So if you've ordered it from us directly, just give us a call or send us a chat, and we'll be able to help you with that. And if you'd like to add it onto your package with your dealer, contact them. They'll be able to add it on, and for just that additional amount on there. So that's no problem. And then I think people wanted to see some of the designs again. Are we able to go back and see some of what those look like?
Let's go back to the very beginning. We're done with this, and I've showed you everything. So we'll just go back to screens. This is how much fun it is, and we can go back. Just hitting the back button.
Just go
and choose the
back
design.
in time.
There you go. So if you can zoom in on that, you can see we have the little cowboy boots, we have little spirals, dolphins here, some little paw prints, so if you're pet friendly. And I'll just move it down so you can see some more. Yes, and we do have some of our old designs in there.
Yeah.
The ones
Again,
that work
edge
really
to edge,
well with the edge-to-edge and continuous lines. We have scissors and threads, lots of different ways to put the designs on the quilt, and then we have some file folders full of designs as well.
Yeah. So I think it's fantastic, all the different designs that are going to be going. Now, if someone had, again, if you buy QCT6 originally, and later you're like, I'm ready for Plus or I'm ready for Pro to go to those versions, you can upgrade either.
And you will be.
And you will be, right? And you can either go straight to the Plus or straight to Pro. So you can go all the way over. You don't have to get just that. And if you have QCT5, an update will be coming, and you'll be able to get the QCT6. Oh, okay. So someone's asking about the difference between Plus, Pro,
let me
and
show you.
QCT6.
Okay, so
We
I'm
can
going to
do
get
a
out
tier
and
here.
go to the very first.
You can see all that
back
comes with
to
it.
the home page, and then I'm going to show you the other tiers. Okay, so here they are. We've just shown you QCT6, the edge to edge. This is the Plus version. So this is what comes in the Plus. You get the pantograph features where you get to quilt 2 rows at a time, and the select and sew. These are block designs where you get triangle, and you can quilt different placement style. It really makes it a little more customized than the edge to edge. So if you have quilts that you really want to make a little more custom, this is a good way to jump in and start learning the features. Now, let me go back into the Pro, right here.
Oh, so now Pro adds all those wonderful design things, which it's the same thing as before as the Plus, but now you can design with your pattern CAD, your quilt CAD. One of my favorite features is you can record yourself, free motion quilting, and then use that as a pattern. And then once you have Pro, you have the option to go to Gold and all the Gold features that are available. Again, those are like Eclipse, the long arm, virtual long arm, that's what I was trying to say. Your corner maker, the advanced panto, we can do the whole design, borders and corners. And then all the Gold patterns that come out once a month with those. Now the Gold feature, you have to have Pro, and it's a yearly subscription. So if you have the Pro and you want to get Gold, you can get that every year. So I hope that answered the question on all the different versions. Again, if you guys have any questions, you can email Karla with a K.
Please.
She can answer. You can email the sales team at info@graceframe.com. You can give us a call. You can chat on our website. But we have had such a fun time showing you all the little taste of the Little Rebel between sewing and quilting on the machine, push quilting, and then on the frame with the Cutie Breeze and the QCT6. So we're really happy. What was that? Oh, okay. So we just want to go over the bundles really quick, and a reminder about the dates. So as a reminder, we've had just a couple of shipping and manufacturing delays because, again, we used those focus groups, and they gave us some tips, and we want to include a lot of the things that we learned from them. So November 5th will be the last day to do pre-orders in those 3 bundles, and it's at midnight. So midnight cuts off. So November 6th. 12.
You don't have to stay up till midnight.
You don't have to stay up, that's right. Don't wait until the last minute, because then you're in that last group. But the orders will ship in the way that they were received. So, okay, again, we've got just a little Rebellion, $24.99, comes with that 45 millimeter comfort cutter. And now looking at it in person, I just love seeing that navy color.
Yeah.
And then you can add QCT6 to that bundle, $43.09. Just a little Rebellion. That's if you're going to be using, now again, I just want a reminder, if you're getting QCT6, you have to have a frame. You can't just do it on a table. So that kind of helps figure out which bundle you're going to want to purchase. So then we have our Shaking Up the System, $27.50. That comes with that merch bundle we were showing with the bag and the mug. That's so much fun. Those fabulous colors, the ruler and the True Grips. And if you want to add QCT6, again, still only $45.60. And then our full-on Anarchy, $31.89, comes with the Cutie Breeze or the option to get 50% off any other frame that you're wanting to do. So if you already have a Unique machine with a Cutie and you're like, well, I could put the Little Rebel on the Cutie and I can get now 50% off an Evolution hoop frame. Well, that's the way to make it happen.
I mean, that's a good deal.
Yeah, and then your QCT6 add-on to that is under $5,000, $4,999 for that bundle. So, wow. Karla, so many fantastic bundles.
You guys, this is a great opportunity.
I love that. Remember the
5th.
Yeah. And now these bundles are available through us if you're purchasing directly, or any of our guaranteed Unique dealers, so that you can contact them and they'll be able to help you with that. So don't think I have to buy it from Grace Company and I love my local dealer. Go to your local dealer that sells our product. They'll be able to help you out, and hopefully they'll have the Little Rebel soon as well to have it shipped out. But again, thank you so much for joining us for the Q&A today. We've had so much fun today, and so we hope to see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.